Hi, good afternoon. My name is Dr. Kate McLoughlin, and I'm the academic coordinator for the MSc in Sustainable Supply Chain Management. And thank you for taking an interest in our programme. I thought I could use this brief overview to give you a sense of what's involved in the programme, who's going to be teaching you, what you're going to learn about, and the outcomes from a year spent in Dublin City. So let's continue. I'm going to give you some introductions and provide you with an overview of the structure, and then introduce you to the staff and how we structure the teaching element of this programme. And then explain to you the importance of our relationships with our industry partners, our corporate partners, and the resulting consulting projects that come out of that. And I'll finish off with some final recommendations. That shouldn't really take any more than 15 minutes. So let's get started, and thank you for your time. So the Masters in Sustainable Supply Chain Management is actually proving to be a really popular program. We get over 450 applications every year. And what we see is there's a really large mix in terms of the cohort, both international and domestic students, and I'm going to talk to you a bit more about that diversity later on. However, the programme is so successful, firstly because of our emphasis upon sustainability, but secondly because of the relationship that we have with both multinational and Irish companies that are an integral part of your learning experience. We have an international reputation, so we're ranked 13 on the QS international rankings for sustainable supply chain management programs. And you'll be delighted to hear that we have over 90% employment success rate within 6 months of graduating. And let me talk you through how that all comes about. Well, when you arrive here, you're going to start by getting to know your classmates. Every year we see a breadth of students coming from across all 5 continents. Up to 20 nationalities have been represented on this programme over time. There's a really good gender mix between male and female, but also in terms of the age groups of the students. We see students coming direct from undergraduate, also those with some industry experience, maybe a couple of years working in jobs and then looking back to do a master's to really become an expert, or others who have really had extensive industry experience and are coming into sustainable supply chain management because they're really interested about repositioning their career or their expertise in terms of sustainability. Which is one of these societal grand transformations that we're undergoing at the moment. So from the varied backgrounds, you will find that your classmates come from a wealth of different backgrounds, from marketing to engineering, computer science, humanities, the politics, diplomacy, you name it. And that means that we've designed the learning experience really that it's very much autonomous in the sense of you direct your own learning in terms of developing your area of professionalism and expertise, because of the wealth of industries that you're going to be wanting to apply this knowledge, from extraction, mining to farming, through to manufacturing, retail, you name it. All industries are represented, but also all sectors, hard and soft. Hard sectors like manufacturing, pharmaceutical, automotive, IT, right through to soft, such as the financial services, community services, social services, you name it. Now, in terms of your initial points of contacts, there are 2 points of contacts, and we have a division of roles. So from an academic perspective, if you're interested in the content within the programme, a bit about what the learning and assessment experience is, please do feel free to contact myself. I'm the programme director. However, alternatively, if you have any questions around the practical issues around the programme, logistical issues, what involves in terms of financing, accommodation, student services, etc., enrolment on the programme, well then please do contact Donna Downing, our programme manager, and you'll see her details on the screen. Now, in terms of the teaching, This Sustainable Supply Chain Management Masters is being put together by really a cutting-edge team of active researchers in the field of sustainability, ethics, and responsibility. We have two professors, Professor Mark Pagel and Professor Donald Marshall, who head our subject area. And part of the team, we have the Associate Professor Eamon Ambrose, myself, Dr. Kate McLoughlin, Dr. Enrico Sesci, Dr. Constantino Storas, Dr. Heleche Van Stedden, Dr. Javier Amaya Silva, and Mr. Stephen Boyle. What you will see from this team of operations, logistics, and supply chain management professionals is we capture the breadth of expertise and areas of professionalism that you could be maybe interested in pursuing a career in. And so across all the modules and subjects, we really support each other as a team in terms of developing our students in terms of their bespoke areas of excellence and professionalism. We don't do this alone, though. We have a very strong relationship with our corporate partners, as I mentioned to you in the introduction, and this is integrated throughout the module, throughout the whole program. And as I also said, those corporate partners are both Irish, but also multinational partners. And as you can see here from this slide, they represent the breadth of industries and sectors that are recruiting both nationally and globally in terms of supply chain management professionals with those cutting edge skills. And as you can see from this dynamic group of business partners, it's more than just the 90% recruitment figure that I gave you. They are actively engaged within the program. So they come in as guest speakers, they come in as business mentors, they also provide consultancy projects, which I'm going to explain to you a little bit more when we get onto the program structure. So let's now look at the program goals and structure in a little bit more detail. So from a full-time perspective, this program is delivered over 3 terms from September to September. So term 1 starts in September, runs through to December, and during that term, you have 3 modules which you will learn. Now, those 3 modules involve 3 hours of teaching a week, but because it's self-directed learning, there's also complementing the taught time, the 3 hours taught time per module. There is this expectation of independent learning, reading around the subject and engaging in the subject. So term 1, Eamon Ambrose delivers operations, Donna Marshall delivers procurement, and Stephen Boyle delivers negotiations. Then you move into term 2, where you have myself delivering the principles of responsible supply chain management. Enrico Sesci delivers supply chain analytics, and Heleche Van Stedden delivers the business logistics. After which you move into term 3, which is the summer term from May to August. Now, this involves a sustainable supply chain management project, which we commonly call the consultancy projects. These project briefs are provided by our corporate partners, and teams are asked, students are put into teams, and it's a competitive process where the teams kind of express their interest, tender for the projects, and projects are awarded based on GPA. With that, it's expected of 50 hours a week in terms of commitment time to working on those projects. And there's also an additional elective which students get to choose in terms of really refining that area of expertise that I talked about. There's such a heavy emphasis throughout the program. That means that there's assessments throughout. Now, in terms of the assessments, we use a combination of both exams and written assignments, depending on the module. It's at the discretion of each module coordinator. Now, the assessments are designed so that we can ensure that we're meeting the program outcomes, which I'm going to explain to you in a little bit more detail, so that you have the cutting edge skills in terms of the expertise, subject knowledge, but also the cognitive skills that's required for business decision making and leadership in really quite a competitive and dynamic environment, and the ability to be able to communicate effectively. So what that looks like, we also offer the option for part-time students. And essentially what that means is you will join the full-time students, but you're going to spread the delivery of these modules over 2 years rather than 1 year intensive. So for the part-time students, in term 1, they do 2 modules, and in term 2, they do 1 module, and then they do the elective in term 3. That's for year 1. In the second year, they join the next year's cohort, where in term 1, they do 1 module, and it's flipped in term 2, they do 2 modules, and then they complete with the independent project, which is the consultancy project in term 3 of year 2. Overall, what we're looking to make sure is that our graduates have those cutting edge knowledge to be able to operate, make decisions, and communicate in what we call as a VUCA world. That's volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous, which is profoundly different to the world that we've operated in for the past 3 decades as our knowledge around supply chain management has evolved in terms of relative market security and stability. So we ensure that all our students come out with qualitative and quantitative analytical skills to be able to make substantive, robust decisions in a dynamic and complex world. We teach them how to be able to lead and manage teams. We teach them how to communicate effectively through a variety of writing and presentation skills that are suitable for the professional environment within which they're going to find yourself working. And we also teach you how to negotiate and manage inter-firm relationships, which is a huge component of a successful supply chain manager. So with that, we have 5 program learning outcomes. The first is knowledge of global context and the global mindset. The second is discipline relevant knowledge and skills. The third is being a responsible business leader. The fourth is being able to think critically. And the fifth is communication and collaboration skills in diverse environments. So we ensure across all the modules that you are taught these skills, and then this is what we're going to be assessing you on. With that in mind, what you're going to learn to be able to do is, in terms of that style of working for contemporary managers and leaders within sustainable supply chain management, is you're going to be able to be taught the skills to be orientated towards problem solving, to be able to collaborate, to be able to link to those current issues and trends that are really transforming society, and to be the expert into that field, and to be able to learn continuously and develop those competencies in reflectivity that are required as we're at the frontier of grand societal transformation that we see occurring because of sustainability. Now, moving on. If you're interested in joining our program and you feel that this is the course for you, you will need to have a high level of language skills coming into our program, because the nature of learning, the standard of learning at master's level, and the standard of assessment, both written and presentation, require high language level skills. We also require initiative and commitment, because outside of the 3 hours taught component of every module in each term, there is a high expectation of independent learning so that you pursue the avenues of expertise to develop your professional competencies and skills within the industry or sector that you want to work in. We also require you to be able to work in multinational, diverse and dynamic teams. So across all terms and across all modules, you will have a huge component of the learning and assessment is teamwork activity, and you will be expected to actively communicate not just to the content creation, but also the project management and team management of these assignments across every single module. And through that process, it's incredibly challenging, but highly rewarding, as I'm going to finish up with now. So with that, we do expect our students the willingness to challenge yourselves so that you can develop and grow professionally. So across the seminars, in terms of the taught component, you're going to learn through lectures, case analysis, presentations yourself, so peer learning, teamwork, and those qualitative and quantitative skills that we talked about. So let's bring this to the end. I want to just finish up with what the supply chain projects are involved in terms of the consultancy projects, and explain to you how this all culminates in terms of the output, so what you're going to gain by completing this program. So the consulting project itself, as I mentioned, is from a company sponsor or corporate partner, and you work within a team, and from that project, 50 hours a week commitment through term 3, you produce an interim report, you present a poster, and a final poster and presentation to our corporate partners and academic staff on your consultancy project and your solution to the problem. Once you complete the overall program, we do have prizes, both the James Krause Medal for best grade point average, and we have the IPICS prize for the best project in the consultancy project. But there are other final considerations for you. First of all, throughout the year, we run networking events. We have a careers fair, we have poster presentation evenings, and we also have our corporate partners who are mentors and guest speakers throughout. And this really gives you the opportunity to develop your network with potentially future employers. And also meet our alumni, who will be a very strong part of terms of that professional network that you will have access to as a graduate from this program. With our alumni, you will see that they have been really successful. As I mentioned, over 90% of our graduates find work within 6 months of graduating. And you can see here both the domestic Irish, but also international multinational corporations, and the types of careers that our graduates have found jobs in. So with that in mind, I just want to make you aware of also that our program is accredited by IPICS, CIPS and CILT. So CIPS is the Chartered Institute of Procurement and Supply, and CILT is the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport. So that's it from me. Thank you so much for your time, and we really do hope you consider us for your future career in sustainable supply chain management.